Comedian Dave Chappelle is opening up about cancel culture on his podcast. He revealed why he thinks free speech is under attack.
So I have 3 dogs in this fight, and I want to be fair to each and every one of those platforms. What I heard from Dave Chappelle's latest special was the overpouring of racism that he talked about.
It comes to taking a stance on big issues, there's no doubt that you're gonna divide opinions. When Dave Chappelle threw controversial remarks about the LGBTQ+ community during his comedy special, the reaction was immediate and intense. From prominent celebrities to Netflix itself, the backlash has been over the top. Here are celebrities that defended Chappelle from cancel culture. But first, make sure you hit that like button and comment the secret message when it pops up to receive good karma today. 6. The insults. The whole situation has to do with a comedy special on Netflix called The Closer. The special, the 6th and final episode in the Emmy winner's big bucks deal with Netflix, premiered recently. It immediately ignited controversy with its provocative jokes targeting transgender women. Chappelle has also faced accusations of endorsing controversial comments by rapper DaBaby and Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, as well as deflecting criticism he faced for taking aim at the trans community in his earlier specials, Equanimity and Sticks and Stones. In The Closer, Chappelle boldly aligned himself with Rowling and Team TERF, an acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists. Then he drew a parallel between rapper DaBaby's homophobic statements at a summer show and systemic racism. He argued, "In our country, you can shoot and kill, but you better not hurt a gay person's feelings," referring to a 2018 incident involving the rapper at a North Carolina Walmart in North Carolina. This incident resulted in the death of a 19-year-old. The backlash was massive. However, the most surprising reactions came from within Netflix's own ranks, Jacqueline Moore, executive producer and showrunner of Netflix's Dear White People. 5. The first major reaction. What did Moore do? She straight up quit Netflix. Oh yeah, she did that. Then she went onto Twitter to explain her decision. "I told the story of my transition for Netflix and Most Pride Week. It's a network that has been my home on Dear White People. I've loved working there. I will not work with them as long as they continue to put out and profit from blatantly and dangerously transphobic content. I love so many people I've worked with at Netflix, brilliant people and executives who have been collaborative and fought for important art. But I've been thrown against walls because I'm not a real woman. I've had beer bottles thrown at me, so at Netflix, I'm done." Chappelle was one of my heroes. I was at his comeback show in NYC, but he said he's a TERF. He compared my existence to someone doing blackface. He talks about someone winning a Woman of the Year award despite never having a period should make women mad, and then it makes him mad. And then he ended his special with, "But I had a trans friend story." He says we don't listen, but he's not listening. Those words have real-world consequences. Consequences that every trans woman I know has dealt with. Bruises and panicked phone calls to friends. That's real. So when he says people should be mad a trans woman won a Woman of the Year award when he misgenders, when he says he should have told that mother her daughter was a dude, I just can't. I can't be part of a company that thinks it's worth putting out and celebrating. Very powerful words, but Moore wasn't the only one in Hollywood to go and speak out against Chappelle. 4. Channing Tatum. Yep, it's time for Magic Mike himself. Tatum took to his Instagram stories and shared a video of Chappelle's 2019 speech at the Kennedy Center, where he accepted the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, discussing his art form. The video was originally posted by comedian D. Hal Hewley. Alongside the clip, Tatum included his own commentary. "I understand that Dave is a very dangerous person to talk about at the moment," he wrote. "I understand and hate that he has hurt so many people with the things he said." Although it might sound a little more simplistic than what Moore said, that doesn't mean it's any less real or meaningful. That speech he referred to as a sincere attempt to uplift people, and it had once moved Tatum. But this shows that admiration for Chappelle's past doesn't shield him from disapproval of his actions today. 3. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Lin-Manuel Miranda, the musical virtuoso behind Hamilton, took to Twitter to express his personal views about Chappelle's controversial remarks. While he acknowledged Chappelle's prowess in comedy and even labeled him the GOAT, that's greatest of all time, he firmly emphasized that it didn't give Chappelle a free pass for his comments about the LGBTQ+ community. So that's 2 people in a row that clearly respect Dave's comedic ability, but won't tolerate him for his offensive remarks and targeting insults towards transgender individuals. Before we continue, be sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2. Netflix. In the wake of these events, Netflix apparently suspended a trans employee who criticized Chappelle's comedy sketch on Twitter. The next day, Netflix software engineer Tara Field tweeted about Chappelle, writing that the comedian assaults the trans community and questions the very validity of transness in the special. Field's tweet sparked a wildfire of online discussions about free speech and cancel culture. Following this, Netflix suspended Field and 2 other employees for trying to participate in a director-level meeting, to which they weren't invited. Another trans employee decided to resign from the company over how they handled the special and Field's comments. In a statement emailed to The Verge, a Netflix spokesperson pushed back against the idea that Field was suspended for tweeting. "It is absolutely untrue to say that we have suspended any employee for tweeting about this show," they said. "Our employees are encouraged to disagree openly, and we support their right to do so. We repeatedly provided a platform for content that is harmful to the trans community," wrote a current employee in Netflix's open Q&A document. "These decisions have a material impact on our business, including harm to our current employees and talent declining to work with us. What is our plan on how we are going to repair the situation in particular?" It's worth mentioning the employees who were fired or suspended during the backlash to the event were eventually reinstated. But members of the community within Netflix planned to walk out, which resulted in 1. Fired. Netflix terminated an anonymous employee who shared commercially sensitive information with an external party. This information appeared in a Bloomberg News report violating the streamer's policies. The data included Netflix financial figures for Dave Chappelle's The Closer stand-up special, which sparked significant backlash both within and beyond the company due to the comedian's perceived transphobic content. "We have let go an employee for sharing confidential, commercially sensitive information outside the company," a Netflix spokesperson said in a statement to Variety. "We understand this employee may have been motivated by disappointment and hurt with Netflix, but maintaining a culture of trust and transparency is core to our company." According to the Bloomberg report with the leaked information, Netflix reportedly shelled out $24.1 million for The Closer and $23.6 million for Chappelle's Sticks and Stones 2019 special. These costs are much higher than the company paid for Bo Burnham's Inside special, which was $3.9 million, and even surpassed the hefty $21.4 million investment for the global smash hit Squid Game. Currently, the later show holds the record for the most viewed Netflix original title during its original release. But that's not the end of the story. That person who was fired, they were the leader of the planned walkout. Curious, isn't it? And someone at Netflix agrees with that. All these white people are going around talking to the press and speaking publicly on Twitter, and the only person who gets fired is the black person who was quiet the entire time, says a former employee in an interview with The Verge. That's absurd, and just further shows that black trans people are the ones being targeted in this conversation. As you can see, this is going to be something that people debate for a long time to come, as many try and figure out what has to happen next. We've walked through the Dave Chappelle situation and the celebs that have either rallied behind him or voiced their disapproval. Do you think it's fair that he made these jokes, or do you stand with those who say that it was done in very poor taste? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.